The tricky part is that these limits and these limiting beliefs often feel like facts, but they are definitely not. They are just stories we tell ourselves again and again, based on past experiences or what others have said, and they can be, and that's the beautiful thing, rewritten. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka, and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host. Let's start today's episode by breaking down what limiting beliefs actually are. In simple terms, they are those internalized thoughts or perceptions we carry that tell us we are not capable of doing certain things. And these beliefs act like mental barriers, keeping us from reaching our full potential. And often they are so ingrained in our thinking that we don't even realize they are there. For example, have you ever caught yourself thinking something like, I'm not good enough or I can't do this? I think almost everyone knows such thoughts. These are classic examples of limiting beliefs. And they sneak into our minds and convince us that there is a limit on what we can achieve, when in reality, that limit is only there because we believe it. So, where do these beliefs come from? A lot of times they start in childhood. Maybe someone told us that we weren't smart enough or strong enough. And over time, we started believing it. And other times, they can come from social pressures, like the idea that you need to look or act a certain way to be liked or to be successful. Or they might stem from past experiences, like a failure or a rejection that made you think, I guess I'm just not made for this. The tricky part is that these limits and these limiting beliefs often feel like facts, but they are definitely not. They are just stories we tell ourselves again and again, based on past experiences or what others have said, and they can be, and that's the beautiful thing, rewritten. Limiting beliefs cannot just exist in our minds. They can show up in every area of our lives. When we tell ourselves things like, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this or that, it's like slamming the door on any progress before we even begin. And these beliefs can make us doubt our ability to grow, to learn, to achieve our dreams. Instead of taking calculated risks or trying new things, we stay stuck in the same spot as usual. And limiting beliefs can also mess with our relationships. If we believe we are not worthy of love or that we don't deserve respect, that's going to influence how we connect with others. We might push people away, or we struggle to communicate openly, or avoid deep connections out of fear of rejection. And when it comes to our career, limiting beliefs can keep us from reaching our full potential too. Maybe we think we are not smart enough to apply for that promotion, or that starting our own business is out of reach. And these beliefs put an invisible chain on our success, making us settle for less than we deserve. However, to really understand why limiting beliefs have such a stronghold on us, we need to look at how our brain works. Our brains love to take shortcuts. And sometimes those shortcuts can trap us in limiting beliefs. A big one is confirmation bias. This is when we focus only on evidence that supports what we already believe. So, if you think you are not smart enough, you will notice every mistake and ignore the moments when you succeed. It's like your brain is filtering reality to match your negative beliefs. And limiting beliefs are also rooted in fear. Often it's the fear of failure or rejection that keeps us stuck. We convince ourselves that it's safer to stay in our comfort zone where nothing changes. But the truth is, real growth only happens when we are willing to step outside those zones into the unknown and face our fears. And every time we think a negative thought like, I'm not good enough, our brain is forming neural pathways. And the more we repeat these thoughts, the stronger those pathways become. It's like walking down the same path to school or work. The more we are used to taking this path, over time it feels automatic. But just as these limiting beliefs were learned, they can be unlearned with new and positive thought patterns. Limiting beliefs don't just affect adults, they show up in students too, often shaping their academic performance, their social interactions, and future aspirations. It can be tricky to spot limiting beliefs in kids, but they often sound like statements such as, I'm just not good at math, or I will never be popular. Teachers and parents should be on the lookout for these kinds of comments. If a student is constantly saying they can't do something or that they are not good enough, that's usually a sign of a limiting belief holding them back. And one of the best ways to combat limiting beliefs in students is by fostering a growth mindset. This means helping kids understand that skills and abilities can be developed and improved through effort and perseverance and learning from mistakes and determination and discipline. And instead of I'm bad at things, it's important to encourage uplifting thoughts like I can get better at this if I keep trying. Promoting this mindset not only helps students rewrite their limiting beliefs, but also builds resilience. And as we consider the importance of fostering beliefs in students, is essential to remember that we too have the power to rewrite our own stories. Just as we encourage young minds to break free from their limiting beliefs, we must also take steps to challenge the ones that holds us back. So, how do we begin this process for ourselves? Let's dive into how we can start rewriting our own scripts. The first step in overcoming any limiting belief is simply recognizing that it exists. Many of these beliefs operate in the background quietly. and shaping how we think and act without us even realizing it. And starting by paying attention to those negative or self-defeating thoughts that pop up, especially when we are about to try something new or challenging something old. Ask yourself, what belief is holding me back right now? Once you are aware of your own limiting beliefs, you can begin the process of breaking them down. And after identifying the limiting belief, the next step is to challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or where is the evidence for this belief? Often we find that limiting beliefs are based on old experiences or assumptions that no longer serves us. For example, you might believe you are bad at public speaking, for example, because of one awkward presentation years ago. But does that single event define you now? Challenging these thoughts helps to weaken their hold and opens the door to new possibilities. And once you have challenged a limiting belief, it's time to rewrite it. Replace the old narrative with something more empowering and encouraging. This can be done through positive affirmations like, I am capable of learning and improving, or I'm worthy of success. Or you can use, for example, visualizations. Visualizations is another really powerful tool. Imagine yourself succeeding in the areas where you once felt limited. And the other hack I really like is journaling. Journaling can also help you work through this process. Write about your limiting beliefs, explore where it came from, and then actively reframe it in a way that supports your growth. And with practice, you will start to believe the new story you are telling yourself. One of the most effective ways to break free from limiting beliefs is by incorporating simple daily habits. Powerful strategies are, for example, starting with daily affirmations, reminding ourselves of our worth, of our capabilities and potential each day. And the next strategy is to pair this with a gratitude practice, where we focus on the positive aspects of our lives, which helps shift our mindset away from negativity. And another great habit is mindfulness reflection, where we take a few moments each day to check in with ourselves and challenge any negative thought that might be lingering. And it's crucial to make a check-in. The people and environment around us plays a crucial role in shaping our beliefs too. They can make or break our dreams. So it's important to surround ourselves with people who support us, support our growth, and encourage us to push beyond our limits. And it's important to focus on positive influences, whether it's friends, mentors, or even the content you consume. This can help reinforce empowering beliefs and offer a fresh perspective when you need it most. And the most powerful way to break free from limiting beliefs is by taking action. Start with small steps that push you outside of your comfort zone. And each time you face fear or tackle something you once thought was beyond your reach, you will really reinforce the new and empowering beliefs you are working to adopt. These small wins build momentum and over time create lasting change in our mindsets. And as we start to implement these practical steps to break free from limiting beliefs, it's equally important to take time for self-reflection. This is where journaling comes in. Like I mentioned before, it's a really powerful tool for deepening self-awareness and tracking our own progress. So let's dive into some journaling prompts that can help you uncover and rewrite your own limiting beliefs. First of all, identify a limiting belief that's been holding you back. Where do you think it came from? And how has it impacted your decisions, your relationships, or your career? Next prompt. Think of a time when you overcame a limiting belief. What helped you shift your mindset and what was the result of breaking through that belief? Reflect on how this experience can guide you in other areas. And the next tag, write about a goal you have been afraid to pursue. What limiting belief is keeping you from going after it? And how can you begin to rewrite that belief to take the first step toward achieving your most audacious dreams and goals? And reflect on an area of your life where you feel stuck. What belief is keeping you there? And what would it look like to challenge that belief? Imagine how things might change if you shifted your mindset. And the next one, list 3 empowering beliefs you want to cultivate in your life. How can you start living in alignment with these new beliefs today? And what small, really small action step can reinforce them? To wrap it up, we have explored how limiting beliefs can quietly control our lives, shaping our decisions and holding us back from the growth we deserve. But the key takeaway here is that these beliefs are not permanent. They can be challenged and rewritten. And with awareness, with patience, and the right tools, we can transform our mental script and step into a more empowered version of ourselves. Overcoming limiting beliefs is a journey. It won't happen overnight, but every small step we take brings us closer to inner peace, balance, and personal growth. So stay persistent and remember that you are capable of more than you realize. And as we close, I encourage you to reflect on one limiting belief that's been holding you back and start applying one of the strategies we talked about today. Take care of yourself, enjoy the week ahead, and believe in yourself. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Soul Time. I'm very grateful because you have given me the greatest treasure of your life, your time. If you enjoyed this episode, click the subscribe button so that you get a notification every time a new episode is out.